today deals with a question all of us are asking, and or what they are making us to ask. Are members of the diaspora or are immigrants a threat to UK? Because that's the rhetoric that is going around. That is the reason for Brexit. That is the reason for calling the snap election. That is the reason for ethnic cleansing that we are seeing all over the place. Well, I've got some presentation here. I don't know if John is able to put it here so we can look at statistics, but I'm not going to waste our time. Now, we have about 244 million in the last couple of years, in the last 2-3 years, who have left their place to come over to Europe and other countries all over the place. And of course, while we understand that the government of each state, the government of each country, they do have a responsibility to secure their borders. In the 19th century, one of the things that the way countries used to secure their borders is through, not necessarily, how would I put it this way, not through paperwork or through the roads. It's by building walls, to secure, against civil wars, to secure against other weapons. But over time, we find that this has improved. What's happening now is that because of these wars, conflicts that do arise from time to time, a lot of people have come in here. And I want to bring us back to what we mean when we talk about migrants. Well, we've got migrants and we've got refugees. They are not one and the same thing. Migrants usually come in voluntarily. They exercise their free will, while refugees are forced. And one of the reasons why, if you look at the difference, you find out that migrants come in, basically to work. A lot of them, they come from the EU, they come from Asia, they come from Sudan, they come from Algeria, a lot of them, they do come in, to work. They don't come to be a threat. If you ask them, we're here to work, we're here to study, and just improve the quality of your lives. And then you find out that there are other people who are refugees, who become refugees, not because they want to become refugees, but different conflicts, which includes, things like political unrest, which includes things like wars, which includes different kinds of persecution, which includes, religion. Of course, even as is now, we know that in the last couple of years, Syria has faced, the challenge of war, and is still ongoing. And we know the UK troops are still sending troops over to Syria. And you find out that some of the Syrian refugees are in UK, and they are seen as a threat. Not only are they seen as a threat, you find out that, well, anyone from that country, or looks like someone that's from that country, it's seen as a threat. And why are they seen as a threat? They are seen as a threat because of the new, radicalization that's going on, the new, terrorism threat that is going on, and there's this bias, against immigrants generally in UK, and making it difficult for some to really actually, move ahead or integrate. Now, talking about de-radicalization, I find out that when we talk immigration on one side, the Home Office will tell you why we are introducing policies to fight terrorism. We want to get onto the internet to have access because of terrorism. We want to, introduce some of these policies, to stop people and reduce migration from hundreds to tens of thousands. But, my research, informs me that de-radicalization are actually, things that are by British nationals. Yesterday was 7/7, and next 7/7, and one of the things we find out is that the people that actually committed those atrocities at that time were actually British nationals. They are not people that come from outside. And, refugees, when they come, they're not coming to, a lot of the times, they're not coming to make trouble, they're coming to, get a better life for themselves. So where does this threat come from? And, okay, one of the things I also find out is that besides, being a threat of terrorism, the other, rhetoric that's going around is that, well, foreigners, immigrants, refugees, they are stealing the jobs, from the British nationals. But then you find that immigrants and refugees, they are the ones that are ready to do the jobs that the British nationals wouldn't do. They are the ones that work so hard, they won't even claim benefits. Sometimes they do 2 to 3 jobs. So how are they a threat? And sometimes, you know, one of the things they're also saying is that looking at the threat, they're looking at the fact that they come in with their own culture and they don't know British values. And you know, British values, if you look at it, it's not, how would I put it, there's a very grey area to what British values is. Sometimes is it about eating fish and potatoes, you know, you just think about it, or is it about, you know, watching the same channels or going to the same places they are going? Because I mean, as diasporans, no matter how we look at it, we try to bring in our own culture. That is who we are. You know, when we talk about culture, it's not something outrageous, but it's just our identity of who we are. We can't change the color of our skin. You know, we can't change, you know, our accent. We can't change our values. You know, we can't deny the fact that as diasporans, we have to, you know, send, you know, I mean, money on to do different projects. We have to, you know, I mean, you know that as diasporans, we are championing the sustainable goals because we are the ones, you know, that have the answers here, taking the things that we've got in here and take it back to our own countries. Whether we live there or not is another issue. And I want to conclude, because I don't know how many minutes I have, because I can't. I have not time. Sorry?
4 minutes left.
I've got 4 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. One of the things I want to say is that immigrants are not a threat to the economy. There is evidence that immigrants put in more than they receive. Now, we find out that there are about 31.6 million strong workforce of different people, you know, all over the UK, and out of them, there are about 5.4 million. About 17% of them are immigrants. There are people that are not born in the UK, and there's statistics, I don't want to list them, but that's, I understand that between 2001 and 2011, they contributed about 20 billion pounds to the UK. So there's evidence that they actually contribute much more than they take. So I would conclude that I don't believe that immigrants are a threat to the UK economy. I don't believe that they are a threat to national identity. I don't believe that they are a threat to the neighbors. And it's just, should we say, I don't want to use the word rumors or bias. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olivia.